Okay, here we go. Take two, but I am mic'd up differently, and I'm going to attempt to try this and see how this works this time around. So, you make one little adjustment to the camera here, and we'll continue on with a simple live stream on the YouTube channel as opposed to what we were doing on StreamYard, because ultimately I am a guest on StreamYard and I don't want to take up all of the time, and especially while I'm testing things out. So previously, you can see right here, we had this action cam set up, and I was working my way through making this batch of lemon dill. And because I got sidetracked earlier with some other things, I didn't get as early of a start as I was hoping to today in the kitchen, and that delayed my progress here on processing cabbage. And what we are doing, for those of you who did not make it to the very first live stream, and you know what? I just put my gloves on and I didn't share this live stream, so I'm going to remove my gloves, pause, and share this to see if I can get some encouragement from people online to see if they might come and join me. But I don't even know how to do that while I'm streaming. Goodness gracious. This is going to make for a wonderful stream. Here we go. Going to send this to the folks over at Telegram. Go updated stream and mic setup. Currently testing. Come check out if you can. Okay, so I've just shared that, and I'll go ahead and share this on Twitter too. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there we have it. Back to work now that we've shared this. My hope is that the microphone is the one that's actually attached to the computer instead of the microphone that is with the webcam. In the past live stream, the webcam that is set up all the way over there, the one that is recording right now, is the one that was recording the audio. And while the webcam is decent, its audio quality is limited, especially here in the kitchen. And I've tried connecting this Bluetooth lapel mic to the laptop in the past, and I've had success connecting it to the phone with an adapter, but I did not have success connecting it to the Bluetooth before, or connecting it to the computer before, and it appears as though time will tell if this test proves to be successful. So, for those of you who missed it before, which, I'd like to get this successful, I'd like to get this working, because if I can have better quality on these videos, better quality audio, and make the videos much more tolerable. And the whole reason I got this lapel mic, which hopefully you can't even see right now, was to begin recording, capturing some footage with Dad, so that we could put together some sort of, online course, Fermentation 101. And it sure would be nice to have a body of content from my father, because at this point in time, he is 76 years old. And, none of us are getting any younger. And he is a professor by trade, ended up being a math teacher. And, he's an educator by heart. And the documentation video footage was his idea in the first place, but doing something with it, turning it into some kind of coursework, taking it to a different level, if you will. Well, it's and I don't think he's, well, he really hasn't said anything about it. He certainly isn't opposed to it, but I don't really think the understanding of how one could go about monetizing content like that is there. And because he sees me doing things like this, and I think we've all got to start somewhere. And the reason I've chosen to do a lot of this is new. This podcast is, this YouTube channel is new. Live streaming is new. But the podcast is something I've done consistently for 2 years now. And the point to this was, this is gone, but the point was just the creation of content and the consistency of doing so. I feel that if this is something that I want to do, it's going to be something that I want to do well. And in order to do something well, one must do it consistently. So, if one wants to stream well, one must do so consistently. And one must practice doing so with equipment. And making sure that equipment works, and hopefully this thing does. And hopefully it's something that is, well, something that shows up. So we'll see. Hopefully it's picking up all of my drinking and everything else. We've been going for about 11 minutes now, and I'll take this for another 20 minutes or so, see if anybody joins in. After one quick tweet and a share in the Telegram group, we'll see what happens. I will say one thing, that the conversation this morning that I had with Brian Scramblin Norton resulted in the idea, which resulted in the last video, the multicam footage, and that was a really cool idea. So if I can dovetail that with effective audio, and if I can't do that on the computer mic, then what I might do is mute that microphone and take audio from this one where the close-up camera is, because that way I know that I can get this thing working in conjunction with that. And if I can do that, then that would provide the audio quality that we are looking for, which would basically be me talking as an invitee to my own call through a secondary device, which is working in conjunction with this Bluetooth lapel mic. And that will be the secondary alternative option to getting audio that is of better quality than the previous stream. In the case that this current connection through the laptop is not successful. Now, Wayne out there typed in the Telegram group briefly that he could hear me, and I don't know what's up with the Telegram. I don't know if he was talking about through Telegram or if he was talking about the YouTube live stream or what. Nevertheless, I'm glad to hear some kind of feedback, because that's an indicator that something is working, and that's good, because I really don't like to do things that don't work. Check that. I've spent a significant portion of my life doing things that don't work. The thing is, I haven't done those things that don't work consistently for long periods of time. I've done a lot of things that don't work, but if they continue to not work, I generally don't continue to do them. That's not a very effective approach towards going through life. That approach of going through life, I believe, would be called insanity, unless you actually are doing that and not expecting different results. If you're just going through life I don't know, man. The world is full of people like that. People not like you. People not like me. People that lack purpose, vision, drive, desire, determined motivation, inspiration, vision, anything, all of that. You know what I'm talking about. If you're listening to this, you know what I'm talking about. If you're listening to this, it's because you seek that thing too. You understand what I'm talking about. So you seek content creators that can give you fodder for what it is that you can't find elsewhere. I'm not that person. The thing is, though, there is no person out there that can give us exactly what we want. But we sure as hell can come close to figuring out, living our purpose when we begin to understand that it's not so much about seeking out what our purpose is, but it's about understanding what God's purpose for us is in this life. When we can better understand that and think about, our purpose through that lens, things generally become a little bit easier to think about and understand. Because trying to figure out what your purpose is, it can be overwhelming, especially when you're stuck inside of some kind of a job that's miserable, especially when you're stuck inside some kind of relationship that isn't healthy, whether that relationship is with your spouse, or with your parents, or with your children, or with your girlfriend, or with your coworker, with your boss, employee, with one of your peers. It's hard to find. Well, I'm sitting here and I'm contemplating a number of things, which is what we do when we process cabbage. It's an optimal time for thinking because it's just repetitive work, but it's got to be done because you can only prep the cabbage so much before it goes into the shredder, and only so much done before you've got to go through it one final time prior to processing it into sauerkraut. So there's a lot of time to think. And lately, a lot of thinking has been done and discussions have been had about content creation. And I'm sitting here thinking that I just created a TikTok account this morning. That's right. You can now follow me on TikTok, and the ones that I've been talking to about TikTok, I've gone ahead and followed. And I've put up a couple videos, but I'm just sitting here thinking that this right here would be a great way to create and share content on the TikTok, like the kids these days. But apparently TikTok is not just a thing for kids these days, because the ones who I've talked about it the most with, who've got the most return on its use, have been those a little older than me. And then those my age and slightly younger. So I figure I've got nothing to lose if I'm in the process of creating content already. It's just a matter of posting and learning about hashtags and how to best utilize this on this new platform. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. I think we are just about at a point where we're ready to cut some lemons. Move forward with the next step of lemon dill crop, which is the addition of lemon, Dill. Again, like I said in the previous video, you don't want to be a slave to a recipe. But if you want to get down with recipes, then go to yorkmeadowfarm.com/newsletter. Sign up for our newsletter and let us know what you're interested in. That way, you can actually see what's going on and at that point, contact us and won't give you the recipes, but I can give you some real solid guidelines, ratios to use. Um, like I said, a lot of time, effort, and energy lately has been put to content creation. And live streaming is a perfect example of that. I almost feel like I should do something about that light back there. It's so bright. Put something over it. Because these, which is something interesting to talk about. Okay? Talk about the lights in the kitchen. We decided to go with LED lights. And I'm looking around because there might actually be a box here that I can show you what kind of lights we used. And indeed it is, but it's got some stuff on top of it. So at another point in time down the road, if we've got some more people in here, we can talk about the lighting. I can demonstrate, display what kind of lights we've got and why we used what we did. Okay, so we're going for secrets of lemon juice. Let's see. Add some chopped garlic. It. Experiment with spices like garlic. You never really add too much. I'm sure they're reaching the point. Everybody's got garlic rush. But it really takes a lot. Me, personally. This container. Another one we got. Final step is the addition of we measured out 7 batches equally, and this will definitely fill 5-gallon bucket, but not quite. Still have some room because I need to make a batch of milk that's not from 2. I only had so much caddy. And the reason I decided to make a little less of the lemon dill is because you pre-make a puree in allocated amounts and freeze it. And that puree is for a specific amount of cabbage. Yeah, utilizing what remains leaves us a little bit short on what we consider something along the lines of a normal batch. So, make some adjustments and move on. Luckily, this is why we have extra spices, because we go through a lot of these batches. It's always good to have 2 here. 2 is 1, 1 is none, 3 is 4. It took a while to get to the point where we were running too deep on spices. not really into the point where we're going to do maybe even cell spices. Not sure why they put spices involved in salad. That is something I thought about, just to, even if only cover our cost of the spices that we use. That seems like a no-brainer thing to do. And now that we've got all our ingredients mixed, we're in all of our various mixing bowls. This is the last step. Mix everything together, give it one final massage, and you'll see what I do. I go ahead and consolidate, do a bit of cleanup before the actual packing. And I kind of cut my cleanup into two, because a lot of times the lemon dill is an exception, but a lot of times when you make sauerkraut, when it comes time to pack it, it packs easier if you let it rest a little bit, because the salt continues to work, do what it does, which is extract water from the cells of the vegetables, plant matter, and the more time you give it, the more water is extracted from the cells, the more natural brine you have, which makes packing easier and ensures a better end result of the product. But in this case, because we're making lemon dill, and we add a small amount of lemon juice to each batch, your lemon juice helps facilitate enough brine since we are effectively adding a little bit of liquid, which is something that normally is not done. Other types of sauerkraut generally do not add brine. There's a common misconception with sauerkraut, add brine or not. And no, I've never personally added brine to any sauerkraut. There's always been enough liquid in my vegetables. Now, that's not to say that you don't make the brine and submerge vegetables in them and ferment them that way. It's different, but we're not creating brine and adding it to your shredded cabbage. That's not what we do. However, soaking vegetables like soak peppers, sauces, and stuff like that. Right. So I think let's talk about content creation. I'll talk about tomorrow's show. We'll talk about live streaming, content creation of the show. And what I will do is share some links to a YouTube video that I did today, a test that I'm doing right now with Live. See how it works with audio under normal circumstances. Like right now, this is the loudest in the speaker. And those, and this is times. It takes place in here. So see how this microphone picks up background music, especially the show. So at this point, this is where I begin consolidating crowds and ready to back. This is the part where I was. See how everything begins to go a little bit smoother and easier once we've actually gone through the process of picking through the cabbage. Yes, things go a lot smoother and a lot easier. So in the future, I will make a point to have that done so that I can address comments and have something a little bit more interesting to watch. Maybe have some sort of topic to talk about as well, in addition to whatever it is that we're doing. No. Again, I as I do this and I think about the various ways in which to create content, I'm just filled with immense amounts of gratitude for people that have reached out to me to support me and support my family. People like Nicole and John brought me onto their channel to interview me to talk about homesteading and challenges, life challenges, and last but not least, Ryan Norton over at Food Forest Farms for his continued relentless support of everything, supporting the channel through effectively sponsoring the show and the improved streaming capability. I can always do this through YouTube solo, just like I'm doing now, but working in conjunction with StreamYard really makes for an improved experience. And I'm very grateful for that. So, thank you, Scrambler. This one goes out to you, my man. So this is where we left the sauerkraut take its final rest. The first thing I did when it has the sand size. By the time we get done doing the rest of these dishes, everything else will have air dried. Mom and Dad managed to purchase the and for the table. They purchased some mixing bowls and cover whatever you want to call them. They're the same size, but they're different weight. What's nice about these plastic containers, which are bigger, 2, 4, 7, 6. Nice about these that they're consistently flat and lids. Lids are extremely helpful. Stacking and making distribution. So, in terms of I appreciate that one. Practicality standpoint, working with them on a daily basis, working late. That's my boss. Things like that. Potatoes, sized. Store. That's right. House. Order anything on your house. Order on what? Choice. Just tell me, listen. One is named Sam. Two is all dancing. Think about who it was. Hey guys, we are at the final stages of Lemon Dill. All I'm doing is simply erasing the whiteboard. Writing down what we need, which is erasing, but also delete. Basically, after this, that's it. I will clean up. And time is it anyways? Alright, 22 p.m. Yep. We're gonna call it a day in here. Make jalapeno cilantro tomorrow. And we'll also be packing additional. So, got a pretty full day tomorrow. And then Saturday, no market, but we will be cleaning in this kitchen. There's a lot of work to do, a lot of boxes to break down, a lot of sweeping to do. Floors need to be mopped, and I've got a long day ahead of me in terms of what needs to get cleaned up, because that's something I've been lacking over the past few weeks, month, especially with the fact that we've been doing 3 markets a week. 3 markets a week is pretty intense. It requires a disciplined and structured life. That is an understatement. So, can't really see here, but better camera angles. Next time, we had this one, which provided a backdrop of the kitchen and just some junk back there. The action cam was a close up. It would be nice to reposition that action cam. Have it looking down as I pack into the bucket here, so that we can have the full experience. Visual, audio, everything. Then maybe when I'm out here to make a session with Dad, we'll do some live stream on the farm channel. That'll be nice. Healthy up on the grind here. And I guess I could have talked a little bit about what I was just doing there, but at this point, I'm really more concerned about just getting the job done, since the original stream didn't go the way it was intended. So, what we are doing right now is we've compressed and pounded down all of our sauerkraut into our vessel. The plate that I put in there is just a simple white glazed plate that we sterilized in a 0.39 bleach solution, distilled water, filtered water, and that is drip dried, air dried, along with a spacer. Ultimately, even at this scale, we still use these ball fermentation springs. We found that these are, without a doubt, the best for any scale, whether it's in a 2-gallon, 8-quart can grow or a 5-gallon food grade container like this. At that point, once we've sanitized everything and placed it in there, we simply wipe off the lid of the container to ensure that we have a clean seal. Sterilize the lid as well. Dry that out. And once we've got the lid in place, sterilize our airlock. Again, we're just rinsing everything around this 0.93% bleach solution. And we top off our airlock with some water. And that, yep, see, this is simple airlock. That's it, guys. The last thing I will do prior to cleaning up give the old container a wipe down, get it ready for storage, where we will put it on the shelf where the actual camera is recording this. Let's see. So we will go ahead and label it. We'll simply jeez, what's the date today? Embarrassing. Usually I'm on top of the date because I listen to a show in history, but I already did that with this particular band. I wanted to continue listening to them. So we are listening to Goose again. For those who are unaware, this is how we simply label our lemon, LEMO, and the date. about wraps up this episode of making Lemon Dill in the kitchen. That's it. Like I said, everything basically the traditional sauerkraut that has added to it. Start off with a combination of cabbage and salt. Learn how to master that. And in no time, you too have half a ton of vegetables in various stages of fermentation. Yeah, that's right. When we reach we had approximately half the ton of vegetables in various production. That was a good one. So guys, if you want to learn more about North Meadow Farm, this is not my day job, so to speak, but this is a big part of my life. And if you want to learn more about this, in addition to what you see here on the channel, then I would definitely encourage you to check out northmeadowfarm.com. Now, we'll also encourage you other discounts and things that you help subscribers get, and that's great. But listeners and supporters of this show and this podcast will also get better discount for shopping online than subscribers do, because you guys that watch this stuff and support me with all of the various content that I create, are a big part of the reason why a lot of this stuff gets created in the first place. Motivating and inspiring. I'm happy to share it with you. So, in an effort to say thank you for supporting me, all you need to do is check out northmeadowfarm.com when you are shopping for fermented foods and natural bath and body products. Is simply enter all around the world and check out, and that will give you the opportunity to save 25% on your order. And 25% is pretty substantial. With the way that we've got things structured, 25% off of an order basically means free shipping and then some. So we're not really making out on this deal. And like I said, we're providing this way to say thank you for everything that you've done to support me and support my family over the years. So, guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap things up here in the kitchen and call it a night. Thank you for watching. This is Rob Kaiser.